What's up everyone, it's Iceman Oz, aka Jay, and in today's video, I've got for you guys Star Wars Battlefront. Yes, it has finally arrived, and I wanted to give you my thoughts on the game so far. I didn't make a video straight away mainly because I wanted to really grasp the game, really get into it and see what the game was really all about. And I think I have learnt pretty much what I need to learn, and I'll give you my thoughts in today's video. So I'm sure with the amounts of Battlefront videos you've been seeing, I think by this point you pretty much know how it is, and I'm pretty sure if you're watching this video you've played the game for yourself. But it seems to me that generally within the community that we're quite split on what we actually think of the game. For me personally, I do enjoy it for what it is, generally regarding gameplay. Now, if we're going to start off with the netcode, it seems actually good. Like my bullets, well, in this case, the lasers do register. Although sometimes I have particular situations where it's a little bit odd, kind of like with Battlefield 4, which is very concerning. The fact that sometimes I'll lay down shots and it looks like I'm hitting, but I'm not, especially in the AT-ATs. I also actually had a couple of kill trades, which is absolutely dreadful, although we are in the beta stage, but still, I don't see that much changing up to the release, and the fact that there's going to be kill trades is a big problem. Another issue I found was the spawns while playing on Walker Assault. This has been a huge issue, mainly due to the fact that a lot of the time you'll actually spawn behind the enemy, leading to a lot of cheap deaths on the team that is obviously being trapped. It's really poor the way the spawns have been designed. Another thing I found frustrating regarding the gameplay was the vehicles, like the X-Wing, for example. I don't know if it's just me, or it seems to me that they're really awkward to play. I play on PC, and maneuvering the X-Wing is just such a pain in the ass to me. It was actually detrimental to my experience. I actually didn't even want to use them because they were so hard to steer and to really maneuver. I had the same problem in Battlefield 4, but I actually think it's worse of a problem now, ironically, so that's something they definitely got to address leading up to the full release. The way I see this game so far is that there are a lot of minor issues. The problem is, though, that a bunch of minor issues can lead to some big ones down the line. Now, I'm not saying that this game is bad by any means. I think it's better than Battlefield 4. I think it's better than Battlefield Hardline. Heck, it's the best thing we've had since Battlefield 3. Obviously, it's not as good as Battlefield 3 in my opinion. Humble opinion. I'm obviously a huge Battlefield 3 fanboy. But I really think that this game does have a lot of potential. Drop Zone's got to be my favorite game mode, obviously. I'm not a fan of Walker Assault, but Drop Zone is actually genuinely good. It's pretty much a rotating domination. It has 4 main spawns. The map plays on a 3-lane system, meaning that it does have very reliable gameplay, and you know where the enemies are going to be. It's not a lot of clutter. You know that there's the left, middle, right-hand side. You know that they're going to spawn at that particular point, so you know when to rotate. Everyone's playing the objective, especially on Drop Zone, and it really leads to some fun gameplay. Something that was discussed before we had a chance to play the game was the fact that this wouldn't be a skill-based shooter. And that's mainly due to the fact that the weapons don't have any recoil and things like this, and the fact that the time to kill is relatively short generally. Although, if you played Battlefront 2 or any of the previous Battlefront games, you will know that's pretty much how it has been for the whole time. I remember playing Battlefront 2 recently, and it was pretty much the exact same thing. Not only that, but the addition of star cards and when to execute upon them while playing is a skill within itself, and when to rotate the star cards can be really what wins or loses you the game, quite frankly. Doing things like rocket boosts into areas that you couldn't otherwise, things like putting on your shield when you need to get out of a tight situation, and when to use the cycler rifles. There's just a lot of things here that you need to rotate regarding the star cards and when to execute upon them. You cannot play this game properly unless you know the star cards. There is definitely a difference between the person starting off and the person who's unlocked all the stuff. And that is absolutely great, because the last thing you want is to be getting dunked on by noobs, right? The last thing you want is the level 1 just destroying you. It can happen, obviously, because there's not really a bunch of overpowered stuff. The weapons seem to be generally balanced well, but because you have these slight advantages with the star cards, it generally allows for you to do better against the newer players. And the last thing I wanted to touch on was the game modes. Now, in Battlefront, there are a lot of game modes, a lot of variants, a lot of choices to choose from. However, I'm not personally satisfied or under the belief that these game modes will actually be successful, mainly due to the fact that there's no incentive for people to play the objective. It's the same problem with Battlefield 4. It's the same problem with a bunch of FPS. The fact that we don't have a goal to actually playing the objective. Why would you sacrifice your life and sacrifice getting kills to hop on an objective when there's no actual real reward? And by I mean reward. So with that being said, anyway, as I was saying, you know, it's crazy the fact that they add so many objective game modes, but we don't really get people playing the objective, and I really do think it is because the fact that there is no incentive for them to. Think about CSGO, for example. Why do people play the objective? Because they have to. It is a ranked playlist, and it gives them incentive for them to do it. My idea for Star Wars Battlefront and for Battlefield and the next Battlefield, they have to have a ranked mode. It's been proven before that with a ranked mode, it forces people to play the objective. Hell, you can look at games like Rocket League that have a ranked system. It actually makes people play the objective. It really does, because there is a reason for them to. Leveling up clearly isn't enough, and we've seen that with Battlefield and Battlefield games previously, especially with Battlefield 4, right? People do not play the objective just clearly for points and leveling up. I should say that the majority don't. There are obviously some people that play the objective no matter what. But all of that is just generalizations. You could say that about any game. That's not a knock on this game specifically. That's really a knock on all FPS in general, besides the ones that execute it properly, like CSGO. But to wrap it up, I'm really enjoying this game so far. I'm genuinely having a lot of fun. Hopefully you can tell by my voice I'm having a lot of fun, although I am sick at the moment. I've got like a really bad like sore throat and stuff. I think I've picked up some sort of flu, but hopefully you can tell nevertheless by my voice that I am excited about this game and I am enjoying it. Although there definitely are a couple of things they need to improve on, like I've discussed in this video, I think they've got a lot of potential with this game. Regarding its similarities to Battlefield, it does play similar to Battlefield in a way. You can definitely tell it's a DICE game, but I think it is different enough for it to be its own separate entity, and that's really all you can ask for when regarding this Battlefront game. One other thing to mention is the headshot multiplier. The fact that when you hit their head, it does so much more damage. That is also another thing regarding the skill gap, and that is another one of those things that will keep the hardcore players in longer and will definitely build the game in the future. Let me know what you guys think about this game in the comments section below. I'll have more videos on this game, obviously, and I'll have my Battlefield 5 videos coming. The Battlefield 5 videos I've been doing have been getting really good views and ratings and comments, and we've been having really good discussions, so there'll definitely be more of those coming. But that being said, guys, hopefully you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please like, share, subscribe, and peace.